Hi gorgeous ones, welcome back to my fourth video in my distraction series where I read to you from my first book, The Men I've Almost Dated, in the hope of trying to distract you just a little bit while we are facing the turbulent times that we're currently facing with coronavirus. So if you've been following along, you will know that I'm still near the start of the book. I'm actually up to page 19. So if you have the book or you're following along, please, you can read along with me from there. And I'm about to move into the section where I go and seek out help to help me understand exactly why I'm going through the changes I'm going through with regards to my marriage and my relationship and how I'm feeling about another man and all this kind of stuff. And so, like a lot of people do, I went to find a counsellor to help me. And this is what happened when I did. A few months after the car park incident, on yet another sick day, I found myself running my finger down a list of psychologists and counsellors in the phone directory. I picked a random number, and the woman on the other end of the phone line said, "Yes, I can see you this afternoon." By the time I walked through her door, I was desperate for help. The session changed my life. Raina was in her late 40s with dark, wiry hair and a kind smile. She ran a small counselling practice in inner city Brisbane, and when she asked me why I had come to see her, the floodgates opened. She sat quietly while I talked, cried and rambled for around 30 minutes. I laid my soul bare. I wasn't looking for absolution. I just wanted to understand who I'd become. When I finally ran out of words, Raina rose from her chair, picked up a thick black marker from a side table and moved to a white Flipchart standing in the corner. She drew a large oval shape with a line down the middle. "There are two sides of you," she said. "This new you, the one you feel is out of control, is a side that's been repressed for a very long time. Simon has triggered her appearance and she's here to stay. There will eventually be a balance between the old and new you," she said, "but this is who you are. It isn't actually about Simon," she added. "It's what he represents in your mind." Looking back now, I think Simon triggered feelings of freedom, change and possibilities, a hint of a life that could be so very different from the one I was leading. But my emotional upheaval was too rampant for me to understand what was really happening. Meanwhile, Raina's insights about my situation were enlightening and terrifying at the same time. This new me was part of me. I'd spent most of my life trying to be the good girl, but now the other side of me, the one who wanted to run amok and turn everything upside down, had taken over. I left the session feeling calmer, but still spent the next 2 years trying to run away from the new me. The alternative, to throw away my comfortable life and a good man, was too cruel. My heart wanted change, but I stayed married. I couldn't face myself yet. I wanted to go out and experience new things, so I asked Daniel to come out with me. But he preferred to stay home watching the football or renovating the house. I didn't want to stay in. My parents had a better social life than we did. So I went out without him. My friend Jamie's marriage was also breaking down, and we'd often meet at the local pub after work, where the entertainment manager, a long-haired sleazy guy called Ken, was happy to provide free drinks. Jamie was tall, blonde and good looking, and I'm pretty sure Ken was hoping to get her into bed during a weak moment, but that was never going to happen. We appreciated the free alcohol, and I was on a mission to change my teetotaling habits. You would find us at the bar at least once or twice a week, talking intently, occasionally getting teary, and trying to solve the confusion, dysfunction and unhappiness of our lives. During that time, I also found myself drawn to other women who were going through similar upheavals. Women having affairs, women who had just left their husbands, and women who were thinking about leaving. We would always find each other at parties, in the workplace, and everywhere else. Perhaps it was just the law of attraction. What you put out, you also receive. I'd meet a complete stranger at a party, one of us would make an offhand comment, and in that moment, we'd see that same confusion, fear, and exhilaration reflected in each other, and our words would come tumbling out. We may have been strangers, but we were experiencing the same things, and we were all around the same age. It was as if our 30th birthdays had made us turn a corner, and suddenly we didn't recognize where we were anymore. We looked at our lives and asked, is this what I want? Is this who I am? What the fuck is going on? I'm going to leave it there today. I am curious to know if there's any of you watching who can relate to what I'm talking about. Have you been through that lead up to separation experience? Have you sought out advice from counsellors, and have they been helpful to you? Have you found yourself playing that good girl role and then something triggers a change in you and suddenly you feel like you just want to throw everything out the window? Has it happened to you? If it has, I'd love to hear about it. Drop me a comment underneath this video and share your experience. And I'd also be interested to know how you coped with that. If you were leaving a long-term relationship, did you make your decision quickly? Did you drag it out for 2 odd years like I did? And did you find yourself acting out a little bit like I did as well with the drinking? Yeah, let me know. And I'll be back again tomorrow with my next video in my distraction series. I hope it has distracted you for a little while today. And wherever you are, please take care. I'm sending you lots of love, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.